that don't belong here, that doesn't make sense. Now, if they come into the country, they come the right way, you know, they get this, they go on the route of citizenship, then they're entitled to certain things because they're in the process of becoming citizens. And once you become a citizen, you should be able to get the benefits of every American, whether they're born here or not. Because you went by the system. It's like joining a gang. You think if you're not a part of a gang, they're gonna give you the same benefits as you being a part of the gang?
Nope.
You got to be a part of the gang to receive those benefits.
Yeah.
That applies to everything in life. So people can't get mad at these things. I know people want to be, you know, they want to use their emotions and, oh, you got to feel bad for them. They got it hard. Well, the reason why where they live is hard is because all the good people, all the people that want to, that could change their country for the better are leaving.
Mm-hmm.
They need to keep their people that are doing the right thing in their country. Like, yo, listen, go back to your country, rebuild it. But what they do here, they come, they take our resources, they take our money, they send it out the country. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about building up their country so they don't have to come to America to live a good life. They don't do that. There's countries that people just come to America to visit. They're not trying to live here to get no money because they're living great. They just come to America is just a tourist place for them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. So how do you feel about the fact that like a lot of times when you do go in these different urban communities, you know what I mean, no matter how big it's highly populated with black or Asian or whatever race it might be, they make sure that they have the Hispanic, literature. They make sure that they changed over everything, like far as like schooling, rather than teaching them English, they'd rather them, teach them in Spanish. How you feel about that?
I mean, you gotta put it like this, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because if people come into this country
but they don't do it for Asians, they don't do it for any other race.
I mean that actually the thing is, because it's about the number. There's way more Spanish speaking people than there is Asian speaking people in America. You get what I'm saying? So they're going to cater for what the majority is when it comes to that aspect. You understand what I'm saying? So if you got majority Hispanic people, it's like, yo, we got to accommodate them. Do you get what I'm saying? So they want.
But most of them, like speaking, like I have some Asian friends, and just to speak from an Asian perspective, just to have some type of perspective, y'all definitely drop them comments and give us even more perspective. But like, just to give it some type of perspective, them Asians that came over here, or whatever race that came over here, they'll say that they didn't have a choice but to learn English. Like the first thing that they did was to try to fit in, was to learn English. Like that was on the agenda, period.
I mean, I think that would just be common sense. You don't want to go somewhere and not be able to understand the people around you. It's going to make your life a little bit more difficult. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a benefit for them to learn the language, because then they can maneuver better. Then they won't get fooled. Because if you don't know what somebody's saying, they can manipulate you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But you got people you got the government spending millions of dollars on different textbooks, on different literature all through the United States to make sure that, you know what I mean, that it still say Spanish rather than maybe even making them get English classes.
I mean, because that's how they're going to learn our language. They got to know what it means through their language in order to understand it through our language. You get what I'm saying? So they would have to have a book. They would have to have Spanish in it to be able to translate the English. You know what I mean? So they can know that the word, the C and the word yes means see in Spanish. So they would have to have the word see under the word yes. You get what I'm saying? So
that's definitely a perspective there.
And that's what I'm saying. Because there's so much Spanish people, that's why they accommodate for the Spanish. Once it gets to the level where it's more Asians, they're going to be doing it for the Asians as well. Like America is one of the most inclusive countries in the world. You know what I mean? But I truly believe that if you come into this country, you should learn English, period, because it's America.
So, like, how do you, like, I heard you say before, like, that Africans are, like, next to Asians when it come to America and starting some type of business and being successful.
Yeah, when it comes to the most successful race of people, the top two is Asians it's Africans, like from like Nigeria, like real Africans, not African Americans, right? And then comes the white people. You know what I'm saying? So damn. Oh, I lost my train of thought real quick. But what was the question again?
Like far as the like all the races, like far as like the
okay, I remember what we was talking about. We basically talking about. I was explaining how the Africans are the second most successful race of people in America. That's because when they come into this country, they come and they work. You know what I'm saying? They come here, they work. They come from an area where they have no opportunities. So and they make do. They're able to survive in a place that has nothing for them to survive. So when they come into this country where they got everything basically handed to them, because when these people come from these countries, you know, they're able to get loans. And when they get loans, what they do is they start opening stores and businesses. That's why you see a lot of African stores being opened up, because these people are getting money and they're hard workers. So banks don't got a problem giving people from these countries loans because they know they're going to get their return. You understand what I'm saying? Because these people are hard workers. They're going to work.
Mm-hmm.
These people are not lazy. They're not going to just sit around and not do anything. If you notice, if you go to hospitals now, you see it's African doctors, African nurses. It's all West Indian people. It's not no Americans. You know what I'm saying? Not to say there's no Americans that don't work for the medical field. Of course there are. But majority, when you go to the hospital, you're seeing Indians. You're seeing Africans. You're seeing Asians. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing people from other countries that come here, because these people, when they come into this country, they work. Because they come from nothing. So before, they used to have to walk 5 miles just to get a bucket of water so they could cook food or bathe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they come into this country and they got a bathroom in their house. Like, you know, I'm from Haiti and we don't have the bathroom in the house. The bathroom is outside. You got to walk outside to go to the bathroom, and you got to sit on a wooden board with a hole in it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you don't even have toilet paper. You got to use plants or leaves to wipe your butt. You know what I'm saying? So when they come into the country where the bathroom is in their house and they can flush the toilet and the doo-doo disappears, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's new to them. So they come here and they work hard. They appreciate it because they know where they came from. They don't want to go back to that. You see, Americans, they've been spoiled their whole life. You know what I mean? They don't know what it's like to have to walk 5 miles. They know if they want some water, go to the sink, open the faucet, and boom, they got water. You know, they want to eat. They always had food. They never had to work hard to do all the simple things in life. You know what I'm saying? Where other people in other countries getting some food is not simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got other countries, you got places in the world where you got tribesmen literally chasing down lions after the lions make a kill to basically steal the lion's food. Like literally, they'll chase down lions just to get food. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine you running up on a lion to steal an antelope that it just killed?
Yeah, you're right. I can't imagine that.
So all right. So, and this is what people are doing every day in other places. You know, we never had to do that. We never had to fight for our food. If we wanted to get some chicken, we go right to the supermarket and get chicken.
Yep.
We didn't have to go chase it and grow the chicken. We didn't have to do nothing to get these chickens. We just walk to the store. It's ready for us. They take the hair off for us. We don't got to do nothing but throw it in the oven, season it a little bit, wash it off, season it on it, throw it in the oven, and that's it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
a whole lot of sense.
There's people in the world that got to start their day as soon as the sun comes up, just so they can have food by the evening time. Can you imagine that?
All right.
You got to wake up at like 5 in the morning to start your day just to be able to have food by 6 p.m. So your whole day is basically for you to just go get food, and preparing the food. So remember, even if you grow chickens, you got to pluck them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta clean them out. You gotta boil it. You gotta catch it. You gotta do all that. That could take you a while. Right now, you get a turkey from the supermarket. You throw it in the oven, put 30 minutes, and it's cooked.
Yeah. And there's definitely a process with that.
Yeah, so that's why people are so spoiled in this country, man. I think people just need to wake their eyes up, open their eyes, and see what's going on around them, so they can get a full understanding of the world and why things are done the way it's done. I just think that people are just too emotional. You know, they allow their emotions to not make them see the truth, and to like it's just like if you got cancer on your finger, right? You love your finger, you don't want to lose your finger, but if you be emotional about it, like, no, I don't want to lose my finger, now you end up losing your arm.
Yeah.
Not just the finger, but the arm. So sometimes you got to learn to cut things off that is not going to help you. Even though, yes, you may not want to lose it, but if I want to save myself, I'm going to have to cut this finger off.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? And that's
Yep.
how the world is, bro. Everything is not going to be the way we want it. Anytime somebody wins, you got to remember there's somebody that's going to lose. So there's nothing we can do to make everybody happy. We just got to do the most logical thing that works for the masses in general. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to focus on. Everybody's not going to be happy, bro. Everybody's not going to be when like, for example, you got the Raptors versus the Warriors. Guess what? Somebody's going to be mad, and somebody's going to be happy. That's just how the world is, man. Everything's not going to go your way. Everything's not going to be the way you want it, and that's just reality.
Yeah, and you know that goes to my next question. Like, you seem like you definitely a man of honor and respect. And, it's an individual by the name of King Honor that, he has a YouTube page as well as be on Instagram, and he goes around snatching a lot of guys' honor if they, did whatever, so have you, that he didn't deem worthiness, he'll snatch your honor. So, like, I seen recently in the news that he actually came at you. Can you, like, tell us, like, why he came at you, or, like, how did it all start? Because I'm confused. Sure, a lot of people are as well.
First off, I had a lot of respect for King Erna. You know what I mean? I actually, was a subscriber to his page. I still am. I still watch his YouTube channel. I haven't unsubscribed myself because I'm not one of those people. Just because I don't like you don't mean I can't gather information from you or learn from you. So I didn't see the purpose of deleting him. But I was a fan first. I liked certain things that he talked about. I respected the whole honor thing. The thing I didn't like mostly was that he bigged up a lot of jail stuff. I didn't agree with that, but despite that, I didn't agree with that part. He still says a lot of good, positive things, good, strong things that I think that men especially should hear. So I had a lot of respect for him. But basically, he had put up a post about it's like basically a cop was trying to subdue a young man, and in the process of trying to subdue him, the young man punched him in the face and knocked him to the floor. So I went in the comments and I said, you see, when you put stuff like this, you're manipulating the people's minds for them to actually get hurt by police. Like, don't be mad when somebody gets shot by police when you keep posting stuff like this, because the only thing you're doing is reassuring to police that people want to harm them. So if you're telling somebody that could legally shoot you that you could potentially harm them, guess what? They're going to have itchy trigger fingers to protect themselves because they're going to want to go home. They're not going to care about how you feel. They'll ask questions later. Like, they don't care. Like, yo, you move like you wanted to hurt me. I don't know. I can't guess. They're not going to take, because a cop only has a split second to react. You understand what I'm saying? So they're not going to take that chance. You know what I'm saying? So when you put up these type of videos, the only thing you're doing is adding on to the fire. You're adding more fuel to the fire. You're not actually trying to fix the situation. Yeah, okay. We can talk about police brutality, but make people understand the full aspect of it instead of trying to paint this narrative that they're just trying to kill and attack black people. Because then you're going to make black people hate police. Yeah, you're going to make black people hate police, which is going to make black people disrespect police even more. So now their interactions with police will always be negative, and through that negative interaction, anything could come about it. You could say some fresh shit, and that cop could have had a bad day because they're still human. And now you talking shit, then now he talks shit to you. Now he tells you, what's your ID? And now you got a warrant. So now you don't want to get locked up, but just your stupid ass already said something. So now you want to resist arrest. And then you resist an arrest, and the next thing you know, you probably getting taken advantage of the cop. He pulls out a taser, shoots you with the taser. It doesn't work. You're still trying to run and get out the way. And then you as you start running, you try to pick up your pants, and he's thinking that you probably reaching for something. He doesn't know. You could be trying to run. You pick up the pants, and then boom, he shoots you in the back. And then now you're like, everybody's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But you see how something so simple could become something so huge? So if we change the narrative and say, listen, man, these people, they can legally shoot you and kill you. If a cop comes, he has authority. Comply. I understand, and if he does do something, at least you got a case. At least we could defend you. But if you out here doing the things that could cause him to hurt you, we can't defend it because we got to deal with that. That's why a lot of these cops get away with murder sometimes, because niggas do dumb shit and it justifies them doing their action. That's all they need is a justification. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So in the court's eyes, it's not about that. It's about, are you justified or not? It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's about, are you justified of your action? And that's how the court system works. They don't work off of feelings. You understand what I'm saying? It don't work like that. So this is why I keep telling people, like, you can't promote these type of things. It's not good, because you're going to cause a chain reaction to where more young black men or black people, or anybody for that matter, could get killed by police. You know what I mean? It's not fair. And it's not just black people. It could be white people too. There's white people that don't like police now too. So they're putting themselves in more danger of getting shot as well. You have to understand, more white people are killed by police than blacks. Double the amount of white people get killed by cops than blacks. This is a fact. You understand what I'm saying? This is a fact. So is this going to be more white people getting killed too? So it hurts everybody. You know what I'm saying? It hurts everybody. And the other thing about it too, not to drag it, but that's not the worst thing that's going on in the black community. That is the least of our problems. Police shootings is the least of our problems. It's the least of our problems, bro. That's no big deal. People could make it a big deal because that's how they extort money from people. But overall, it's not a big deal. What's the big deal is the unemployment rate. What's the big deal is the babies being born without fathers, single-parent homes. These are issues. You know what I mean? The mentality of the community. These are the issues. These are the things that's really black-on-black crime. These are the things that are affecting people. Because think about it. Let me ask you a question. Would you trade me your $1 for would you give me $80 for my $1?
No.
You wouldn't do that, right?
No.
If you lost $80, right, and you lost $1, which one hurt you more?
$80.
So if 80% of black murders are from other black men, right, and basically not even 1% of murders black men by police, why are we worried about the 1% if the 80% hurts us more?
That's definitely something I want y'all to get in the comments, man. I want y'all to definitely give us y'all opinion. If y'all watching this on the podcast network, I definitely want y'all to comment, man. Let us know what y'all think.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, just use your logic over it. If 80% of black men are killed by other black men and only 0.00023% of black men are killed by police, whether it's armed or unarmed, you understand what I'm saying? Why are we stressing about something? If I sit here and I ask you, all right, matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a question. How many people do you know personally that got killed by police? Personal. Not what you heard in the news. Personal. Like somebody you know personally.
Like 2.
So you know 2 people that were shot by police?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We don't know the reason.
But I'm from a high crime city. I'm from Chicago, so like.
Okay, so
I can't compare Chicago to the rest of the United States.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So no, you can't compare Chicago. I'm happy that you're from Chicago because that'll make what I'm saying even more relevant, right? You just said just now you know 2 people, right? Your whole life. How old are you?
31.
31. Your whole life you only know 2 people that got killed by police. Now tell me how many people you know got killed by another black person.
Probably like at least a couple of hundred.
A couple of hundred.
Yeah.
So what you think? What you think is the problem? You
the black killer is black.
So basically, 99% of the time, when somebody you know dies, they die from another black person.
Correct.
So how is that 1% of people that die by police more important than the 99% that was killed by blacks?
Yeah.
Because see, the thing is, they don't want us to stop. They don't want blacks to stop killing each other. They need us to keep killing each other. They need us to do that. So they're not going to tell you about that problem because they don't want you to solve it. Because if you solve the problem of us killing each other, there'll be less reason for police to be in our communities to have to shoot us.
Correct.
If you solve these problems, and if we stop black on black crime, if we learn to change our mentality and respect each other and work hard and hustle and get our money the right way, guess what? It'll be less people getting shot. It'll be less violence. It'll be less reason for police to be in your neighborhood, which would mean less opportunity for police to be there to even shoot anybody in the neighborhood because they won't be getting called. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, a cop would be getting called for to come get a cat off the fucking tree or some shit. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be to come for a disturbance because we're treating our neighborhood with respect. We're not tearing it down. We're not being violent. We're not killing each other. So there's no reason to be here. Same thing like Long Island. See, in New York, they have to have 2 police officers in the car while they're on patrol. In Long Island, they don't barely need police. Them cops get paid like $90,000 a year to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's why
in Chicago, they ride around in SUVs and they have to have a lieutenant in the back, a sergeant in the back with the two officers in the front at all times.
Why you think you don't hear a lot of police shootings over there? Because there's not a lot of police contact. Because they're not being called like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you get where I'm coming from? I'm trying to make you understand what I'm saying. Like,
no, I definitely understand.
So if we solve the major problem, we'll get rid of that small problem.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I just, I have to be, I have to paint some type of perspective. Try to channel in whatever you want to say.
But let me make it clear. I'm not saying that police shooting people is not a problem. It is a problem, but it's not the biggest problem. And you're not going to try to make me think it is when I know it's not. But of course it's messed up when cops shoot some random dude. Of course that's messed up. Of course that's messed up when the guy's doing the right thing, he's complying and he gets shot or he gets hurt or he dies. A police should be punished and go to jail and be finished. But if a nigga's resisting arrest and they doing things that makes it questionable, what do you want me to do from that point?
Yeah.
You want me to agree when that person could have made a better decision?
You're absolutely right, man. That definitely gives us some type of perspective, and I definitely want everybody to think about this. And instead of doing all that troll comments, man, actually drop down there below, man, what you really think. How you feel. Even if it's long-winded, y'all dropping them paragraphs, man, drop it down there, man. Let us know, man, so we can have some type of perspective, man, from everybody neighborhood.
That's
but moving to the next question, though, man, you know what I'm saying? We going to get up out of here. Just like, can you give us what's your relationship with my son? Like, how did that come about? Like, I think like y'all share similar opinions, and y'all definitely debate about different things that you might focus in on that he focus in on. But I think the big picture is definitely similar, if not the same.
I would say like me and my son have sat down and spoke before prior to the but it was a long time ago. And I respect my son. I respected my son and what he was about. You know what I mean? Until Trump became president, a lot of people started exposing who they really was. When Trump became president, I started seeing a whole lot of like victim mentality, whole lot of victim talking, a whole lot of complaining. I started seeing the difference, and I feel like as a strong black man, you should never have a reason to complain because we came from the worst of the worst and was able to come out of it and be able to become president of the United States. So, I feel like telling black people that they're being held back is a bad way of molding the people, because now you're making people raised with an idea that if you're black that it's a disadvantage, which is not true. It's an advantage to be black. You know what I mean? So when you say that it's a disadvantage, you're telling the people the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Because your color has nothing to do about your character or where you could be in life. Has nothing to do. It has to do with your hustle. Has to do with your drive. Has to do with your determination, and it has to do with your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So a lot, and we keep telling people, oh, you're black. So every time something doesn't go your way, it's because you're black, and that's not good. That's not true. Maybe you just didn't work hard enough. Maybe you didn't do the right thing. Maybe somebody did better than you that just so happened to be white, or maybe it could be whatever. you can't just assume you didn't get something because of that, because then it makes people it makes a black person become closed-minded to the point where they'll keep thinking if it's their color, then they become bitter. So now you're bitter. So now you start having a hatred. Now you start looking at society the wrong way because you're bitter, because you've been told. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way with the devil. Anytime something bad happens to you, people say it's the devil. So that's why everybody hates the devil, because anytime you think about the devil, it's because you hate the devil, because every time something bad happens to you, you think it's the devil that did it. So you hate the devil because you think the devil is doing you wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you say it's about race, now you're making it about race, which closes your mind and doesn't allow you to maybe think about it in another aspect. Like, yo, maybe I wasn't that good. Maybe I got to work harder. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're thinking about maybe I need to work harder, you're going to work harder, and you're going to realize it has nothing to do with your color.
Yeah. Now, so what do you like, giving it some type of perspective of what you said there, it definitely brought something to my mind quick, which is, what about like the, the white people out there who, who might work with different black people, and they might feel that they're getting ahead, or, they go to different colleges and they feel like they're getting ahead because they're black, or they, they're getting a little bit of extra than normal. What do you feel about that?
What do you mean? Like, explain. Like, what do you mean?
Like far as like, it's a lot of white people who will say like, black people getting in certain colleges not because of their scores. There's plenty of white people who got better
because
scores.
Because that is it's called affirmative action, which is not fair. A person should not be able to get into a school because of the color of their skin. I don't care if they're white, black, Chinese. I don't really care. They should go by merit. They should go by how hard they work, and if they belong, they deserve it. You shouldn't be sent somewhere just because you're a color. That's racist. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you look at it, that affirmative action is racist. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be fair that you work hard and bust your butt for a certain position, and then somebody gets it just because they're black. You know what I'm saying? And they're not even qualified. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine we sit here, let's say the best pilot is a white pilot, right? And this pilot is the best. But because you have to, comply with the whole affirmative action, now you hire a black pilot that's probably not that good, probably not that experienced as the white pilot, right? So just so you don't look racist, you hired the black pilot, right? Now you hired the black pilot, and then he takes off, and then the plane crashes and kills everybody on there because he makes a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you hired him because of emotions. You hired him because you didn't want people to think that you were racist. Instead of saying I'm gonna hire the best person to do the job, you just hired a person based off your emotions, not your logic. Logic would tell you I'm gonna get for example, if you know the best plumber, to go to is a white guy, would you go get a black guy just because? For him to come there and don't do the job the right way?
I wouldn't. Nope.
That's just life. People are always gonna go for what's the best first, right? It's not about brand. Cause I'll buy I'll buy cereal that's not name brand, and that shit be tasting better than the name brand. I don't care that it's not name brand. I just care that it tastes better. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how that goes, bro. You know what I mean? And I think it's just not fair. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people lose out on opportunities because of that, and that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should be rewarded for doing nothing.
Definitely dope, man. Definitely a perspective there, man. So like, what's next for King Face, man? What can we look out for, man? I know you say you got the upcoming.
I mean, right now we got the Greatest Debate. You know what I mean? Coming up July 6th. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be on Eventbrite. So, I guess they can follow me and stay in tune. All the information will be on my page when everything is, the flyers and everything. So they can follow me, KingFace_F1. But as for my career, we're going to see where it goes, man. I'm allowing the universe to show me my path. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I've always wanted to be a public figure and an influencer. So the universe has been putting me in positions to be that. You know what I'm saying? So every opportunity I get, I make sure I take full advantage of it, whether it's the My Song situation, whether it's the King Earner, whether it's whatever. There's certain opportunities that the universe put in my way. So as of right now, I don't know what's the next thing the universe is gonna put in my way, but whatever it is, just know I'm gonna do my best to be the best at it.
Man, that's dope, man. Man, that's gonna end this, man. It's Death for the Cloud Chasers TV, man. Y'all can go find us on YouTube. Y'all also can go find us on every podcast network. Just type in Death for the Cloud Chasers podcast. It should pop up. And, man, y'all follow these episodes, man, as we get better. We're going to get in tune. We're going to try to get as most in-depth as we could. If y'all got any comments or questions, because what we want to do even with King Face, we want to keep the conversation going. So let this be the first time and not the last time. You know what I mean?
Nah, most definitely, man. Like, I had a good time, man. You asked me some questions that had me even reevaluate, thinking of everything, So, and I think this probably was like my first real official interview with questions that I wasn't prepared for, and I appreciate that, man. You made me feel real comfortable, and I think it's a dope platform, man. And you definitely got my support. So anytime you need me, let me know, man. I'll come through and talk my shiznit with you.
Dope, man. Hey, man, shout out Queen's Flip, man. Shout out Shammy, man. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, shout out to everybody on the platform, man. Most definitely shout out to Queen's Flip for, believing in me and forcing me to be the best that I could be, man. I definitely love and appreciate them. Shout out to everybody on the platform. But if anybody wants to debate me, if anything I said on here you guys disagree with, you don't like, you're more than welcome to follow me on Instagram, DM me, and let me know your face. I don't agree with this. And you could cam up on my live, and we could talk about it. We could debate it. You know what I mean? Make me a believer. Change my mind. You know what I'm saying? If you could do that, then I'll respect it. But don't just come at me and say you disagree if you're not willing to stand on your words. You know what I mean? If you're willing to stand on your words, hit me in the DM, follow me, I'll follow you back. Hit me in the DM and we could debate it on my live.
Y'all heard it here first, man. Salute, man. Stay in tune, man. Gang.
No doubt.